Glenn Beck is now piling on to the dictatorial allegations that came from President Obama at his State of the Union address, saying that if it comes down to it, he will start issuing executive orders to get things done. Yesterday, we talked about the absolute apoplexy from the right over President Obama using executive orders while completely ignoring or having ignored Ronald Reagan's countless executive orders, George W. Bush's, Bill Clinton's. They ignored those a little less, of course, since he was a Democrat. And now Glenn Beck is saying that President Obama has declared he will be America's first dictator. Let's hear it from Glenn Beck himself. I don't want to paraphrase him.
The worst part of the speech last night, I thought, and the speech was horrific from start to finish, were the continual pronouncements that he fully intends to trash the Constitution of the United States, to ignore Congress, the balance of power, and simply seize control and do whatever he wants to do over and over again. And I believe that every American should write in those diaries that this was the State of the Union where our president declared he would become America's first dictator.
So again, the number of executive orders over which President Obama is being called America's first dictator by Glenn Beck is a far smaller number than that which we saw under George W. Bush, under Ronald Reagan, like I mentioned. But as for trashing the Constitution and kind of ignoring the balance of powers, where was Glenn Beck when George W. Bush circumvented and modified law in order to be able to create wars at the push of a finger, at the sign of a letter? Where was Glenn Beck during that? Where was he? Where was he when so many other executive orders were issued by George W. Bush? I guess he wasn't as concerned. And to be honest, the entire concept of calling President Obama a dictator over these executive orders is so silly, because how many dictators, after becoming dictators, leave office peacefully 2 years later, allowing for the peaceful transfer of power to a democratically elected successor? Not that many dictators do that.
No, but his term is not over yet, David. Who knows? Perhaps there will be some executive order to eliminate term limits or what have you, and this dictator will just be in office forever.
The entire concept of Glenn Beck's predictions also has me a little bit tired, because they're all documented on video and audio. None of them seem to be coming true. I mean, for years we've been covering and talking about Glenn Beck's various predictions, which his followers seem to just eat up like it's being spoon-fed to them, and none of it happens.
No, you're right. His predictions are terrible. And who knows, maybe, I don't know if his fans actually look back on anything he says. He certainly knows how to hold their attention and how to fire them up. And maybe that's all he's doing.
On today's bonus show, we will talk about an incredible starvation experiment and so much more. davidpakman.com/membership. Sign up, and then we will send you the bonus show and so much more. Back after this.